So for the last 7 years, we've been chasing 70 degrees in our shorts. Why would we all of a sudden be flying north, chasing 0 degrees?
Way north.
In snow, in the beautiful scenery, in the wind, in the cold.
Well, we're gonna tell you so Nathan can get dressed.
It's so cold. It's so cold. What's up, fellow journeyers? So yeah, we're back in Tennessee from Florida, already questioning a lot of things. We've got to mentally get done everything that needs to be done, not just packing wise and prepping wise, because we're getting on a plane again with the kids. But we also have to prep the RV because we're gonna be leaving the RV for a few weeks. Is this music making you smarter, Hansen? Mm-hmm. All right, Marissa's packing. Maybe you guys can see the kind of clothes, and maybe make your guess in the comments of how far north you think we're going.
Where you think we're going, just keep going. Just keep going. It was even a surprise to us.
So yeah, I'll tell the story of Mom Marissa's packing. I'll have her chime in. But we're sitting at the Tampa RV show, and some of our friends, the Shears, Josh and Mary, love you guys. They said, hey, look, we got into the Keys with a special somebody was running with an RV resort for like, how much was it?
Like $350 a week?
$350 a week. So, no, wasn't it cheaper than that?
$300 for the week?
No, it was $150 a week. Wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah,
it was $150 a week. So it's $150 a week to get into the Keys. I was like, oh my goodness, let's do that. So we couldn't get there the day that Josh and Mary signed up, but we went the next morning. First thing, walked in, first customers of the day. They had their sign up. The sign said, only for March and April, $150 a week. And I said, I'll take the first 2 weeks in March. She's like, oh yeah. And she kind of marked through it and said, well, it's $180 now. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll take 2 weeks, $360. First 2 weeks in March, we'll take it. She goes, let me check for you, sir. So she goes, she starts typing away, and she's like, oh yeah, there's nothing the first 2 weeks of March. And we're like, of course that's when our friends are going. That's when we wanted to be there. I said, well, how much is it just to pay retail? We want to hang out with our friends at this resort. She goes, let me check. That'll be $2,000 a week. We're like, no, I'm not, no. So I left. I was frustrated. I came back to the RV with Marissa, and I said, Marissa, you're doing a great job over here, by the way.
Thanks.
I said, Marissa, I've had it. I said, we're getting on a plane and we're going somewhere. What is on your bucket list?
I said, I know this is going to sound crazy to you, but I've always wanted to see Alaska in the winter.
So it turns out March is a fantastic month to go see Alaska.
When we traveled to Alaska in our RV in 2018, we absolutely fell in the summer. In the summer of 2018, we absolutely fell in love with Alaska. One of our favorite states ever. We loved it. We brought home even the best souvenir possible from Alaska. Judah, our son.
Well, we ask locals a lot. We're like, what month should we come up? And they're like, come up in March. You got that Iditarod race. You've got the northern lights are peaking. You're getting a little bit of sunlight starting to come back, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go in December, January, but it's going to be dark and warm up, you know. It gets over the 0 degree mark in Fairbanks. So yeah, we booked the tickets to Alaska. I booked them that night.
I mean, it was like 10:30 at night. It's like when you do late night shopping, you know, you wake up the next morning and you're like, why in the world did I buy that? I think that was like, why did we book Alaska? Why did we think that was going to be great? I'm excited, but I'm actually just like a slight bit terrified.
I bought a one-way ticket to Alaska.
In the winter.
Instead of going to the Florida Keys like we had previously planned. Doesn't sound crazy at all. So yeah, it turns out when you're packing for somewhere where it's really cold, it's actually even more difficult than packing for Hawaii.
So this is my snowsuit. These tripped packing cubes are awesome. I've got a snow bib in here, snow pants, and some of my cold gear in here. So these have double compression and a side for your dirty clothes. Look, I used to snowboard before Hensley. I need to take these off, I guess. This is hard to take off. Yeah. Back before kids, Nathan and I did a little bit of snowboarding, so.
After kids, we've gone 0
Yeah,
times.
I'm surprised it's not like dry rotted.
Basically, we love everything that we bought for Hawaii. We're still using, I've got my Tortuga. Marissa's got her crazy, colorful
Come on, that's great.
Cotopaxi,
That's great. Come on.
The kids are still using this away bag that's a little bit more solid, and we can roll it and then do the whole thing. Because as crazy as it may sound, we are still hoping to do one bag travel even to Alaska. I think. Marissa has not finished packing yet, so we'll see. But we're definitely have to do something about the snack situation. I'll show you that here in a second.
Listen,
Marissa,
I have 2 fears in life.
no. Like, it's so many
2
snacks.
fears. 2 fears. 2 of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
Being cold and hungry. And we're heading to Alaska in the winter. And I need my snacks. So don't judge me based on the snacks. You have to give them snacks they don't typically get, so they're excited about traveling.
No, it's Marissa. This is an unreal. So pack snacks like we're going to a national park for. This is just a 1-day trip. I get it. It's an 11-hour flight. But it's 1 day.
You say that.
It's 1 day.
You say that.
No, we are not going to crash on an island. And if we do, it doesn't matter. They're going to take our snacks first. Hey, well, if you know how to do a magic trick and get all of that to fit into this bag, that thing's already half full probably. So I don't even know what's in there. Oh, yeah.
The necessities.
I don't got this.
What is it?
It's the Earth.
It's the Earth. Is it a globe?
It's a globe.
Yeah. Where are we at? Right there.
Where's the Y?
Hawaii? Hawaii's right there. See where we're going? We're here in Tennessee. And we're going to go up here to Alaska. Marissa found this
Which is
at her mom's or something.
Which is ironic
Yeah,
because
isn't it funny?
this came from like a thrift store. And my mom had it at her house, and I was like, I love this. Like, I've always loved globes. And they had Florida and Alaska squared off. And I told Nathan, I was like, look at that.
It's the only thing on the map.
The only thing marked.
Florida
And Alaska. And I'm like, it's meant to be. This is our path we're supposed to be taking.
And so the plan, because our flight is at 7:10 in the morning and it takes us over an hour to get to the airport from here. So we're going to have to leave here 4:45 or something like that in the morning, tomorrow morning. And this needs to be winterized. I mean, it's still going to get below freezing here in Tennessee for sure for another month or two. So the water heater's finishing up, draining that. I dropped the main water tank in the back already. I did that yesterday, actually. It's still cracked open too. And then I've got the low point valves. Those have drained out. This is going to be my siphon tube to get the antifreeze in it. So basically you're getting all the water out of the RV, and then this will go back into the RV, into the tubes to kind of get, what little water there is left in there. And then ideally, you still come behind and you blow everything out too. I don't have that. I highly recommend it, but I don't have an air compressor with enough air to go through and blow everything out. So we're gonna do this. Set everything to winterize. That and then that. I think that's it. I think I turn on the pump and it goes. Let's see what happens. All right. Let's go inside and find out here. We'll know in a minute. Oh wow, looky here. Does it zip?
This is the thing.
Oh, just gonna get 2 iPads in there, and I think that's it. I think. We'll probably think of other stuff we need in there too.
Well, I had to put snacks, activities, diapers, and wipes.
For the kids, they've each got an iPad. They are gonna get more iPad time than typically they would, in the RV. But I've been very adamant about putting time limits on things, finding way more educational games, things they can do on the iPad. And then this time we're trying out, it'll probably stretch if I put it all the way on, but it's like a headband. That I like really cool with this. It's like a headband with speakers built into it. I'm sure it's not epic sound or anything like that. But yeah, just plugs in. And what I love about these, look at the amount of space. So this folds up into this tiny little thing. Got this one for Hensley, and then this one for JJ. Is all that have to go in a bag, or some of that like extra stuff?
Well, you have to remember I've got mine and 2 kids going on right now. I am going to pack their base layers because I got their snowsuits in here. And then I'm going to pack their base layers and pajamas.
Huh. Will that close?
I was doing so good. I barely have anything in here.
Hey, buddy. Sweep it up. We gotta get the slides in. Yep. Corey's here.
You gonna ride an airplane?
Okay.
Where are we going? Alaska.
Alaska. A little bit.
Bye-bye, RV. See you in a few. Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is it, buddy?
Look at the airplane.
It is. We're going to be riding that airplane, aren't we? So the good news is this morning we've made our first flight. But the problem is the second flight today is one where they've separated everybody. JJ's about 9 rows ahead of us by himself between 2 strangers. So we're trying to fix that. And then we only have an hour layover in Seattle. And so this flight has already been delayed 30 minutes. So we're looking at rushing to our next flight with a short layover and still needing to figure out how to correct the seating situation with the kids. So Marissa's over at the, she's at the gate talking to him even though our flight is technically the next flight, seeing what they can do, what they can figure out. No help?
We'll do it there.
Do it there?
We gotta wait till...
Can't do it here? Okay. Whoa! $29. Hi, JJ. Say bye-bye, Tennessee. Bye-bye, Tennessee. Okay, we've made it to Seattle. Our pilot made up 30 minutes, so we have about an hour before our next flight, which hopefully will give us time to go and figure out the seat situation, I hope. Props Seattle. Check this out. We've heard they had a pretty cool, like this is cool. Look what they got. Awesome. So they've got a play area that's actually open. Did you get the ticket situation taken care of?
They actually already had it waiting for us.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So they did give them the heads up at the last.
It's not their first rodeo, I guess, yeah.
And so you may have seen this in the background. This is one of the changes we made in how we're traveling. We didn't feel like we needed a full-blown stroller like last time. It's just a luggage carrier that I used a strap to hold the seat on. And then this last piece here is down here too. So other than the stroller, we don't have to like hand it off as we're getting in the plane. We can actually take it all the way to our seat. It was a really tight fit though, so, but it does fit.
Snowflakes? Snow?
Almost there, buddy. Almost there. Those mountains were so beautiful. Yeah, we're in Alaska, aren't we, buddy?
Look at the moose.
Is that a moose?
Look.
That is a big moose. Wow! You can see your breath.
My what?
See your breath, look. We do not get out much. Look at all the snow. This isn't even the big stuff. You're gonna see a lot of snow, buddy. There you go. What is that, buddy? Is that ice? He has never stood on ice.
Whoa! What is this, Georgia?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know what that is? It's so, wow. Whoa, he's gone. So after 15-ish hours of travel, we have made it to Anchorage, Alaska. We are staying at Chris and Marianne's house in Anchorage. And you may remember, we've actually stayed here before. We stayed here twice when we came here in the Airstream.
But this time, we don't have the Airstream with us, so...
No Airstream and no baby in Marissa's belly, as far as we know.
No, we're
Yeah.
no. So we love our Alaskan souvenir, JJ, but this time we're not visiting the souvenir shops.
Not that souvenir shop. Really, this video and this entire route was inspired not by the lady at the kiosk at the Tampa RV show, as we may have led you to believe earlier, although she had an influence. It was actually inspired by a book I read called A Million Miles in a Thousand Years. Highly recommend it. Donald Miller, he's awesome. Talks about living a great story. And he's like, if you took your life, or you took the phase of your life you're in and you wrote that down, would it make a great story? And although we've by no means been lazy, it's just the phase of life I think we've been in with the kids. We just really felt like here we are, scratching, clawing, begging to be just laying on a beach in the Keys like we've done the last few years. And again, nothing wrong with that if you're doing that. You're probably actually way smarter than us. but we're like, what is that for our story? Like, what is something, and that's why I came to Marissa and said, what is on your bucket list? What have you dreamed of doing that even if it makes no sense of doing whatsoever, like who would, instead of going to the Keys, we were right there.
I mean, the route to the Florida Keys from Orlando, Florida was much shorter than Alaska.
Yeah, but that's one of the things we asked ourselves, are we living a great story? And I don't know, just how can that be exciting and how can we be proud of that? And we look back, I think back in my life, and I remember all the adventurous things. I mean, yeah, maybe I remember laying on a beach sometimes or things like that, or relaxing. But really, you remember the crazy times, don't you? I mean, the good, the bad. We have so many memories in Alaska, and I think that's part of why it came up, was we are pumped. I love Alaska.
We just really wanted to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, and we knew that it wouldn't be easy 100% of the time, but it would be worth it. And that's our adventure wrapped in one, is we know it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth the reward and the risk and the sacrifice, and we have some pretty awesome stuff in store.
All right, well, we're going to get back inside. Our next video, I think there's a snowstorm coming. We'll see. They're predicting it, so we will see what happens with where we're going with that. So if you're looking for inspiration until our next video comes out, we're going to link to our playlist in Alaska where we came here 3-4 years ago.
Summer of 2018, and it was incredible.
So if you're looking for something to watch until our next video, check out that playlist. Until next time, we'll freeze you guys later.
That's such a dad joke.
That's great. That's terrible. I do have my pants on at least, so I'm not gonna be able to be in my shorts the whole time.
No,
probably not. Okay. I did bring that pair of shorts, but
why?
anyways, I don't know. I don't know. All right. Till next time, we'll catch you guys later.